Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boilon here, and in today's impromptu video, we have some special announcements regarding the next legendary character to come to the game, Black Cat, under the Secret Defenders tag. They released a pretty early blog post because tomorrow, Friday, is normally the main blog post. So we're gonna get into it and my thoughts and about how this is gonna maybe upend the arena meta because, well, based on what I've seen so far, that's probably going to happen, and also the text on the character kits and the characters that are going to be coming next patch. So all that and more in today's video. So if you're ready to go, everybody, let's boil this down. And here we are with the blog post, Meow, that's a legend with Black Cat. So that's, I'm assuming, Felicia Hardy. I don't think there's any other Black Cat, but let me know in the comments down below. And let's zoom in on the blog post a little bit more. So she is going to be the next trial character. That's basically the new version of the Scourges, like Nova. And we do have a description here of, who she's going to be teamed up with. And so they are going to be an arena meta team, and I think this is a little bit surprising given that a lot of people are starting to unlock and finish Big Boy Apocalypse, and also that, people are working towards Dark Dimension 6 for Super Scroll. So this one's a little bit surprising to me. This, I didn't see this happening personally. But we have Black Cat coming as a legendary. Now, in which order, I don't know. We have Photon, which I'm pretty sure is Monica Rambeau. I'm not mistaken. I think that's the character that we're getting from the picture that we saw earlier on with the characters that are coming. We have Miss Marvel, Hard Light. I don't know. I think this is probably the movie version of her coming in the Marvels movie. And then we have Ghost Rider, Robbie Reyes. So if you don't know who he is, he's just another. I'll admit I know who he is, but I haven't actually read all the lore, although the Avengers stuff related to him and his own comic. But yeah, it's another Ghost Rider basically. And regular Doctor Strange. We're getting a rework to OG Strange again. So that's pretty funny because I want to go back and kind of take a look at mine. If you guys remember that Doctor Strange was part of the Supernatural team, right? And how long ago was that? Like many Halloweens ago when we had Doctor Strange. Now, I never really spent a lot of resources into regular Doctor Strange. He's sitting here at level 71, gear tier 12. So it's going to be him plus 4 new characters with 1 legendary. Now, what's really interesting also is some of the tags and also who we're going to need to use to unlock Black Cat, which is going to be Sinister 6 alongside of Nowhere. And I think this is really, really interesting because I want to kind of do, before we go into more of Black Cat's kit, I want to kind of talk about this. So Sinister 6. All right, this is my Sinister 6. Obviously, you guys know that I've been building Swarm very hard for the Infestation team, right? And I do have a gear tier 16 Doc Ock because I did level him up for Dark Dimension 5 because he was a very solid legendary and he was a pretty good support character with his healing functionality. And so the other characters that I have, obviously I have Nova. I have Nova maxed out, but I haven't been building any of the Nowhere team. So the question is, what is Boilon going to do for this? I'm still not going to build the rest of the Nowhere team. Believe it or not, it's still benched for now. I'm going to finish off Bifrost, and after that, I'm still going to go ahead and do Infestation. Again, this is going to be a separate video because I feel like I need more time to talk about that, and I haven't really done that yet to explain why it is that I'm still going ahead with Infestation, despite what people have said about the team and how they're being countered by Nowhere, etc. But anyways, so we have 3 characters here that I'm using, and that's going to be Doc Ock, Swarm, Nova, and then 2 more. And it's probably going to be Electro, honestly. I might go gear tier 14 because Electro is a chargeable Sinister 6 member. Now, obviously, we don't know yet what the Scourges are going to look like, the buffs and stuff that we get for the event. But I have this weird suspicion that it might end up buffing more for the Sinister 6 than Nowhere because, they're gonna make it so that maybe it's villains characters, right? Like, because there is none on the Nowhere team. But maybe they'll buff the shit out of, chargeable Sinister 6. Who knows? But anyways, that's the main reason why I would want to use Electro because she is a chargeable member. Now, Green Goblin also got a rework as far as the Underworld team goes, so probably just putting a gear tier 14 on him a little bit would help for that for me. His stats will go up significantly upon upgrading to gear tier 14, because that's where a lot of the rework based stats kind of get triggered, which is a little bit unfortunate, but that's just how it is. And I will be able to use them a little bit more, Green Goblin, with the Underworld team anyways. So that's kind of my plan. I'm going to use Electro, Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Swarm, and Nova. And I don't really have to do a lot of upgrading at this point because I have them fairly built. That being said, obviously, there is some things we don't know, including the scourges and the difficulties and how hard it really is going to be. I'm not really looking for a huge score on this, and that's only because I don't want to I don't have the resources anymore to kind of invest fully into the Nowhere team at this point. Even knowing this now, like, I'm not going to do that. It's already been, like a month or two since Nowhere has kind of come out, and I didn't do it. So I'm gonna take it for what it is. I should still be able to get, I would think, a 4-star Black Cat, and I'm happy with that, and so I don't have to continue investing on other things right now. But let's take a look. So Black Cat, there's some lore there. It is Felicia Hardy, so there we go. That's good. And they are the legendary brawler for the Secret Defenders. And we'll see the kits here down below. Now, what's interesting, though, there is going to be awakened abilities that give her team a big boost in mirror matches in Arena. So this is a lot like Nowhere with Nova, which suggests that, yes, if you want to beat a mirror match, you're going to need to splash that cash to get the awakened abilities. That's exactly how it was with Nova. If you wanted to go Nowhere versus Nowhere, they needed that awakened abilities in order to beat mirror teams, is from what I understand. So that's going to be the main difference here, is that the Whales and Krakens who want to spend on their awakened abilities will be able to do so. But yeah, look at hundreds and hundreds of dollars, probably, maybe more, to get the awakened abilities, which I believe are only 2 skills, but we'll have to take a look. So another interesting thing is that she is a villain, not a hero. I think a lot of expected her to be a hero. Now, I know there's a lot of characters in Marvel Strike Force that are kind of like gray line, gray space kind of areas, like Deadpool, kind of like our anti-villain, so to speak. But yeah, I guess they decided to give Black Cat a villain tag, so it is what it is. She is also skill-based, and so that should be pretty good as far as having the gear around. I still find that skill and tech are still in quite abundance. There hasn't been enough characters yet that have kind of drained my resources, so to speak. So this should be a pretty easy build for me. So at least for her anyways. The other characters, of course, are going to be a bit mixed. I expect that Ghost Rider and Doctor Strange are going to be Mystic. Though I know that Doctor Strange is Mystic. And then we have Bio, maybe Mutant for Miss Marvel because of the new version of her for the movie. I don't know. And then we have Photon, who is probably going to be Bio, my guess. But who knows? So let's take a look at the kit. Now, it's going to be like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Based, incredibly long essay-style kit for most of this because new characters are just power crap that way. So basic attack, 320% piercing, plus apply slow and 2 turns of bleed. That's just 1 turn of slow. Reduce speed bar on the primary target, and then fill the speed bar. So kind of like a speed bar drain in this instance. If this character has 30% or less health, then you gain stealth, and she gains charge. Now, she's going to have a charge mechanic. It's going to be important. Also, enemies killed by this attack cannot be revived. So that's really good. There's a lot of positives for those kind of mechanics. Now, the Awakened Basic, on Arena offense, this attack ignores defense up. So it's not huge, but my guess is, if you're doing an exact punch across, that this is going to be, quite a big difference there to be able to fight. ISO 8, you can see all the stuff here. It's pretty much just regurgitated from the basic attack. And the special, which is available on turn 1, 5 out of 5, bad luck for you. Primary target for 300% piercing, and the following effects to the primary target. Apply trauma, bleed, disrupted, and stun. Now, this is outside of Arena, which is very, very good, because that means that no matter you're using in Arena or elsewhere, there's another character that applies trauma, and most likely she's going to be very fast. So this is very positive looking. Copy and clear 3 positive effects as well, except taunt, of course. Reduce speed bar by 10% on the primary target. Clear 1 charge. So she needs to have charged in order to do that. Now, how we get that, we're not there yet. So maybe you obviously get it from the basic attack, but maybe it's in the passive as well. I mean, we don't know the full story yet. Rebound chain to 4 adjacent targets for 300% piercing, and apply bleed, and then clear the charge when you do that. So there's a lot of things that's going on here. Does the primary target, does all of that, does more damage to lots of additional targets, and it looks like either they're getting speed bar maybe 10% or 20%. I'm not sure how much total this is going to be. Is it 10% per time it hits a character? I'm honestly not 100% sure on this. and then apply 2 charge to self and all Secret Defender allies, which suggests that the rest of the team is going to have some charge mechanics as well. This attack can chain to stealth targets. Yeah, so really, really great skill here, honestly, and it's piercing damage, which is always great. Ultimate at 5 out of 7, which means it's going to be probably, unless there's energy mechanics, this is a skill that's available on turn 2. Do the following actions to the primary target. Clear immunity first, then transfer all negative effects and vulnerable from self, and then copy and clear charged and all positive effects, including taunt, to self. So transfer all negative effects and vulnerable from self. Now, I'm assuming to the, do it to the primary target, so all that gets pushed over. Now, I don't think that's going to consider trauma as well, but there is something in here that suggests trauma. In Arena, if this character has trauma, apply trauma to the enemy. So that's interesting. So if you have, I guess this is, I don't know, is this a mirror match kind of thing? You know, why you would do this. But anyways, attack for 500% piercing. This also almost suggests that, like, if you happen to have trauma on Black Cat, you're going to actually do more damage as a result. Attack for 500% piercing, reduce speed bar by 20%, do the following actions to this character, gain immunity. I mean, it's just, there's so much going on here. Gain immunity. If the primary target is Safeguard, gain Safeguard. Now, is this all for the purposes of mirror matching? I'm not sure. You know, I don't have Super Scrawl, and I don't have Big Apocalypse, so I'm not sure how many instances this applies. But from what I've heard in the Discord chat so far on my server, that people are saying that this honestly might be the beginning of the end to metas that we don't even have yet, you know, or that most of us don't have. You know, Super Scroll and Big Apocalypse, not everyone has this. But yeah, it's crazy. And again, enemies killed by this attack cannot be revived. And there's an awakened version on Arena offense. Apply blind to primary target and one random Spider-Verse enemy, which, you know, based on what I've seen, the Spider-Verse enemy is Black Cat. So you would want to hit someone that's not Black Cat and would also blind her as well. Passive, 9 lives. And look at this goddamn Yu-Gi-Oh card text. I keep saying that because if you've ever played Yu-Gi-Oh back in the past, they are absolutely huge. Maybe Magic the Gathering had some huge ass card text as well. But anyways, at the start of any match, bio enemies cannot spawn with speed up. Okay, so I mean, what is that? Maybe Red Hulk? No, probably no. That's probably Super Skrull, right? Because he's bio, I'm pretty sure. On spawn, gain 3 charge. So this is really, really good. So no matter what, we're gonna be able to do that stuff above, especially on the special. 9 death proof. Like what the f? Absolute insanity. And 9 death proof. Oh my god. In Arena, apply Safeguard to self and all Secret Defender allies. So this is like Infinity Watch on steroids, just as far as the buffs go. Clear revive once from all enemies, so no Dormammu or anything like that, or maybe Super Skrull has that too. Gain 1000% extra focus for this action. If any enemy had revive once, gain revive once. It's just like you're stealing it. It's insane. On any turn, if this character has 5 or more charge, now you're going to get that from using your other abilities, I think, and the basic. So you're going to want to have that Striker ISO to gain more charge. Clear all negative effects from this character, plus heal for 30% of their max health, ends fill speed bar, gain more Safeguard. Jeez. Well, this character has death proof. This character and all Secret Defender allies cannot have their speed bar reduced. So as long as you have death proof, no turn bar rewind. That's pretty insane. And you're going to have Safeguard, so you can't flip it with like the Eternals or anything like that. For each death proof on this character, gain 10, like insane amount of stats, counterattack, all those stats. Bonkers. And just because a funny call out to Spider-Man, he gains 50% max health as well. An awakened passive, so there's 3 awakened. Enemies cannot spawn with death proof. So right here, this passive is what you need to buy if you want to beat the mirror match, because then the Black Cat cannot spawn with death proof on the enemy side, and you're probably good to go for a lot of this. So, absolute insanity. This is already seemingly diminishing Super Skrull and or Big Apocalypse, but maybe I need to spend more time actually comparing them. But let me know in the comments down below. What do you think about this announcement? Is this going to change the way that you think about what you're developing your roster for? Is this going to change your direction for Dark Dimension 6 or Big Boy Apocalypse? Are you still going to finish this? What does this mean for you? I would love to know the community's feedback in the comments down below. And of course, I'll see you guys on the actual Friday blog post tomorrow. So until then, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.